been 5 long years. I don't understand how the jury couldn't come up with a verdict. I mean, all the evidence was there, clear, laid out to them.
Sheriff Big John Williams' family, while disappointed, says they are not worried. The case will be retried in Macon County in April or October of next year.
But it's in the Lord's hand. We still gonna trust in Him. We're not gonna give up on the situations, but I don't understand why, but everything happened for a reason, I guess.
Williams grew up right here in Lowndes County, and his law enforcement career spanned over 30 years. People in this community say they are frustrated and feel the jury and Macon County didn't do what was needed to be done.
From what I've seen today, there's no justice. The justice began when they moved the trial from here. They say they want to give a kid a fair trial. What about Big John? He was killed unfairly.
This is a slap in the face to the citizens of Lowndes County. And we're mad. We're upset. We're angry.
All right, so as you see from the news clip, the family of a beloved sheriff, Big John Williams, who was the sheriff in Lowndes County, Alabama. The family is disappointed because of a recent judgment handed out by the neighboring county, Macon County. Their court and their juries have declared a mistrial in the trial of this man, 23-year-old William Chase Johnson. William Chase Johnson is accused of UnAliving the sheriff who had served Lowndes County for about 30 or 40 years. He was beloved in the county and by many people, you know, as you see, friends and family expressed their displeasure about the mistrial of this William Chase Johnson. Now, both the prosecutor and the defense agreed that Mr. William Chase Johnson pulled the trigger back on, I think it was October 23rd, 2019. And they have different reasonings for this verdict. The defense claims that Mr. Chase Johnson, who was 18 at the time, mind you, acted in self-defense. And their claim is that Mr. Chase Johnson was at the convenience store that you see there. And he saw the sheriff yelling at one of his friends. Mr. Chase Johnson says that he got out of the car and approached the sheriff, and the sheriff then began yelling at him and grabbed him by the throat and pointed a gun at him. And evidently that was the reason that the defenses are claiming that the sheriff was unalived, as they say. Now, the prosecutors, the one who have charged William Chase Johnson with capital unalivement, and that's the highest form. The prosecutors say that Johnson was the aggressor, and if he would have just got back into his car, then he wouldn't be in this situation. Now, both accounts, especially the one that defense asserts that, you know, this sheriff had this guy by the throat and pointed a gun at him, and then, you know, this sheriff with 40 years of law enforcement just allowed himself to be shot like that. That does not seem plausible. And to note, they did say that the sheriff was not in uniform, but he was called to that convenience store to disperse a crowd. Evidently, there was some disturbance there which needed his service. Nevertheless, Chase Johnson has been in jail for 5 years, awaiting trial. And it was determined that sometimes last week, or this past week, I think it was on Friday, that the jury after deliberating, they said about 3 days and a total of 11 hours, were at a impasse or a standstill on the verdict. Now, keep in mind that the trial was moved from Lowndes County to Macon County. I looked up the racial demographics of both cities, and both of them, or both counties, and both of them have a large population of African American. I think it's about 70 to 75% on each, or in each county. Now, the racial makeup of the jury is 10 blacks and 2 whites. Now, at the beginning of the trial, the jury started asking questions about, okay, what is the definition of capital unalivement, and what is the definition of unalivement with intent or manslaughter, things of that nature. They've given this jury instructions on the different types of verdict that they can provide. So I'm not sure. Because there is a gag order. Now, a gag order means that the defense or the prosecution cannot talk about the case. So I'm not sure, where they're locked dead at now. But regardless of it, if you're talking about capital unalivement, manslaughter, unalivement in the second degree, whatever the case may be, I find it hard to believe that if the shoe was on the other foot, if there was a young black man in Lowndes County and there was a 40-year veteran of the sheriff department, which was a sheriff, and this young black man shot that white sheriff, in the performance of him trying to break up or disperse a crowd, I have no doubt in my mind that this young man would be probably not living anymore, first and foremost. But I'm pretty sure that he would have been convicted and possibly, given the chair, because you can get, the final sentence because of this act. And so people from the county of Lowndes County are reacting. Law enforcement from that area are reacting, and they are displeased with the verdict, which came back as a mistrial. So because they weren't able to deliberate for those 11 hours, they have declared a mistrial, and the case will resume about 6 months from now, and that is in 2025. However, there's still a gag order in place. But also, the article mentioned that both the prosecutors and the defense now both know each other's strategies, and so it will be hard for them to come up with a verdict to it will be hard for them to come up with any different information to sway the jury one way or the other. And so what it looks like to me, that this 18-year-old man may be probable to get out of unaliving a law enforcement officer. Big John, as he was called, had served the Lowndes County area as sheriff since 2010. And that was about 9 years before his demise. He had served so valiantly that the courthouse is named after Big John Williams. And so this is once again an example of a double standard that we face here in America, where, a young white man can kill a black sheriff and claim self-defense. Out of all of these shootings that we have seen with police officers, no black man I've ever seen has been able to claim self-defense. And of course, we know the conviction rate of the officers who commit these acts are little to none. And so this is just an example. This article came out over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure that the people in Loudoun County are upset, as well as should be. And so we are going to keep an eye on this story for the next 6 months and see if they actually convict this man who like the relative said, the evidence shows that he did this, and he did it in opposition to how he says he did it. So y'all let me know what y'all think about the story in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a blessed day.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you on your feet. Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.